Hello viewers, welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel, and today I have the 2009 Pontiac Vibe GT, and it has the 2.4 liter two-way Z FE engine. Today there's a complaint about a noise coming from the accessory drive belt area. So now we're gonna see and have a look at it and see what's going on. So now I'm having a hard time trying to get the noise to happen on camera. I didn't mention to you guys that it's an intermittent noise that comes and goes, but it happens very often. And so I went underneath the vehicle, and as you can see earlier, that the crank pulley or the harmonic balancer is wobbling a little bit. It's hard to see it on camera, but in person you can see it's wobbling quite a bit. I had a closer inspection on it. I haven't taken it apart yet, but there's a little bit of cracking in the rubber. It's hard to get the noise to show up on camera. I'm able to hear the subtle changes in the noise, so I'm able to hear that, but you guys may not be able to hear it on camera. So anyhow, I have a piece of chalk here. I'm going to apply the chalk onto the belt and see if it quiets down. Now if I use the chalk and it gets quieter, and then we know that the belt is the problem. But if we use the chalk and it doesn't get quieter, and then we have a different issue, either a problem in one or more of the pulleys or something else to do in the accessory area. So now I'm on the right front of the passenger side wheel well area. I took off the wheel and I took off the splash shield here. It's only a couple bolts and one a clip that's still on there. So now I'm gonna use the piece of chalk and apply it onto the belt as the engine is running. What the chalk does is that it grips onto the pulleys a little bit more and reduces the noise. Now some people, they may use water as a lubricant, but chalk works a lot better. In the chalk, it stays there for a long time if you're having an issue with a noisy drive belt. Now realize that this is not a solution. It's only used for diagnostic purposes. So basically the chalk acts like a lubricant, and it also allows the belt to grip more onto the pulleys. So it gives it some more grip and eliminates the noise. So now I'm going to proceed to take off the belt and inspect the pulleys, and I'm also going to inspect the crank pulley as well. So now it's a good idea to grab yourself a piece of cardboard and draw yourself a routing diagram for the drive belt, so you know on where the belt goes. So now I'm using a special tool here. I'll show it to you guys later on. I just want to get the belt off. There's a hex down there. There's a fixed hex. Some people may call it a fake nut. So I'm going to reach down there. Now you can either do this from the top or from the bottom. I usually do it from the top, but this time I'm gonna do it from the bottom since I have everything all apart here. So now I'm just going to visually inspect all of the pulleys and see if there's any abnormal noise or looseness, and just go from there. So I had an inspection on all of the pulleys, and I found that the AC compressor pulley has a little bit of noise in it, and it doesn't spin freely. It still spins, but not as well. I'm not too sure if you're gonna hear that on camera. Go back here, spin the water pump, and try to feel for any play. It looks okay. The tensioner pulley, and we have the idler pulley here for the in the back. Spins okay. And I try to wobble it side to side. I don't feel any play. So that's good. The tensioner pulley is good, and the tensioner is okay. It's not binding or anything, and the water pump is okay. It's been recently replaced, I think a few years ago, but this vehicle, it doesn't get driven very much. Then you have the AC compressor pulley. It just stops right away as soon as you try to spin it. I believe this is the source of the noise, but the noise been going on and off. Whether you have the AC on or AC off, it's still, the noise is still the same. You can't really tell when you have the belt on. You really have to take the belt off in order to really inspect it. This is the tool that I use to remove the belt. It's been sitting in the toolbox for quite some time. And here's the other end. I believe this is a 14 here, I think. And this is a 19. So now I'm just gonna remove the crank pulley. I just want to inspect it because there's a little bit of a wobble in it. So I'm gonna remove it. It's a 19 millimeter. So hopefully I'll be able to get this off easy without using a puller. That was easy peasy. I just want to have a look at the rubber here, and I can definitely see it's deteriorating a little bit in the back here. You see all the cracks here. I kind of see it is starting to separate a tiny bit. It's not wobbling excessively at the moment, but it is wobbling a little bit. So I might have to replace this later down the road. It's not noticeably in like really bad shape, but it is starting now. So for the time being, I'm just going to clean this out and apply some engine oil onto this and onto the bolt. When you reinstall a crank pulley, there's the keyway here, the wood rough key. So you gotta make sure it lines up on the key. So I'm just gonna clean the pulley in the area. I don't want to get any dirt inside there. Just clean everything off. I will probably do the repairs at a later date, most likely next year in the summertime. So if you look on the back here, you can see there's a tiny amount of wear here. But that's not too much of a big deal. It's normal. So anyhow, I'm gonna be applying some 520 engine oil or 020 engine oil. It doesn't really matter. I got a little bit of 520 engine oil. Just want to put it on the surface, inside, on the outside. And you probably want to put oil on the bolt as well. You want to put a dab of oil on the crankshaft a little bit. You want to make sure that you lubricate the threads with engine oil as well. That's extremely important. So reinstall the pulley, align it on the keyway. You need to wiggle it till it goes all the way in. It will only one way. Make sure it sits in flush before you put the bolt in. And if you want to make sure, you can tap it lightly with a rubber mallet. You want to make sure it's in all the way. You can use a rubber mallet like this and just tap it in if you just want to make sure it's in. So make sure it's lubricated. This bolt is lubricated with the proper engine oil, and reinstall it. I need to check the torque spec for this. I'm just going to slightly tighten it up. So the torque spec for the crank pulley bolt is 140 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to be using my torque stick to torque the bolt. Just do a quick wash down on the oil residue. I don't want it to be getting it onto the belt. So I'm just gonna reinstall the old belt for the time being, because we're not gonna be doing the repairs at this particular moment. It's a little hard to work and hold the camera at the same time, so I don't know if I'll be able to film the entire part of me putting on the belt. So earlier I was trying to put the belt on the crank pulley, but it was too difficult to do that. A lot of times I'll be able to, but this tensioner is very strong, so it's very difficult to do that. So at the end, I just I rerouted it, and I put it on the water pump pulley last, because that pulley is a smooth, non-ribbed pulley. It's a smooth pulley, so it will be easier to put it on there last. And so I had a difficult time. This can be a pain in the butt sometimes when installing new belts, because they have not been stretched. So it's a bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. The main issue here is that the fixed hex for the tensioner is in a hidden location, so it's very difficult to see it. So after saying that, it's still hard to get the leverage to cycle the tensioner all the way. So anyhow, just make sure everything is lined up properly before you start the engine. You don't want the belt to be riding on the edges of the pulleys. So now I got the vehicle running again. I'm just going to put everything all back together. I think we will be doing the repairs sometime in the spring or in the summertime when the weather is a lot nicer. That's it for today. If you found this video helpful and you learned something and you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day and take care. Please stay tuned for part 2. I'll be doing the repairs sometime in the next year, in the spring or in the summertime of 2023. I will be recovering the refrigerant for the AC, and I will be replacing the AC compressor and servicing the AC, and I will be replacing the crankshaft pulley and the drive belt. And so I will be showing you all of the procedures in part 2. Have a good day and take care.